The Santa Fe Depot is one of the most treasured foundations in Shawnee's history. The city does its best to make sure that it can be enjoyed for generations to come. So for this city report, we hopped aboard the Santa Fe Depot Museum.
It opened in 1904, April of 1904, so it's 5 years old. The rail traffic in Shawnee early on, particularly in the early 1900s, 1908, we had approximately 43 passenger trains a day in and out of Shawnee, and 67 freight trains a day in and out of Shawnee. So the rail traffic was extremely important and continued to be right on up through the late 40s, early 50s. And then a thing came about called people falling in love with their automobile, and train traffic started to decline. And in 1961, the last passenger train left Shawnee from this depot. And in 1973, the last freight train left from Shawnee and from this depot. Now, that's not to say we don't have freight trains today, but that was the last one that used this depot, and that's when the Santa Fe quit using the depot. In I'm going to say sometime in the late 70s, the Santa Fe Depot offered to sell the building to the city of Shawnee, which they agreed to purchase. So the city of Shawnee actually owns this building. They do not own the land that the building sits on. That's still owned by the Santa Fe Railroad. But it sat empty then for some 8-9 years and fell into a lot of disrepair on the inside. The Pot County Historical Society went to the city and convinced them to lease it to the Historical Society to use as a museum. Volunteers came in, cleaned it up, repainted, revarnished, restained, built some of the cases that you see in here, and opened it in 1981 as a museum.
Shawnee itself is over 100 years old and has many artifacts that document its history. Ken Fulbright talks about how the museum will be expanded to the Pottawatomie County Historical Society Museum.
What we're looking at is a 15,000 square foot building. Architecturally, on the outside, it will have some of the same features that the depot has to try to tie it together with the depot. Then on the interior, we will have everything devoted to Pot County history. Now, it won't be a Shawnee museum, it's a Pottawatomie County museum, because we are the Pottawatomie County Historical Society. So we plan to include, as we have in here, McLeod, Asher, Brooksville, Maud, all of the towns and communities in Pottawatomie County will be a part of the new museum. And they will have their area of history that we can provide for students or the future generations to be able to know a little bit about their history.
And their history is not just about trains. There is a wide variety of artifacts that kids can learn from.
I'm from Shawnee, and I think it's really cool because there's a lot of Indian tribes here that did different stuff, and it's cool to learn about it.
Education is important and it should be fun, and coming to the depot is fun.
So there's just a lot of unique history that we make available. We have elementary schools that will bring classes here on field trips, and we do a brief history type lesson on the county and then turn them loose. We have some fun things for them to do. We have a scavenger hunt where they have to go and find something that's on display in the museum. And it's just an important part of our overall education and quality of life.
So if you'd like to learn more about Shawnee's history, Come out to the Santa Fe Depot and discover why it is so important to Shawnee. I'm Amy Federighi with your City Report. Thank you for watching.